morning, good evening, good day, or good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Hi, how are you? So, everyone has their holiday traditions in the movies that they watch during the holidays. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people do. And one of the traditions for my family is that we end up watching The Wizard of Oz during the holidays. And I know it's not technically a holiday movie, but we still treat it as such. And so, with that in mind, in the spirit of the holidays, I am going to be creating a look from The Wizard of Oz. I will be doing a look for the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, Dorothy, the Wicked Witch, and Glinda the Good Witch. So, today, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, I know I'm looking kind of like Belle with this darker blue color under the white shirt, but I'm going for Dorothy. I don't have a lighter blue shirt that can go under a white shirt, so this was the best I could do. I mimicked the hairstyle. Now, before I forget, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that little notification bell if you would like a notification for when I upload a video. So I don't have ruby shoes, but I do have a garnet bracelet, so hopefully that is close enough. We are going to do the look. Today I'm going to mix it up a bit and do my face makeup first and then do my eyes, because Dorothy's a young girl from 1930s Kansas, so she's not going to have a full glam eyeshadow look. She's got slightly red lips. I think she's just got slight, light eyeshadow on and some mascara, maybe a little bit of eyeliner just around here to make her eyes seem wider, and some rosy cheeks, but that's really it. So I'm going to more focus on my face today and do less of the eye makeup, which I usually do. So I'm going in with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Almost done with this, you guys. It's very sad. I don't want it to leave. So I'm going to prime my face. And I really like this primer because it really does cover up those pores that you have, fills them in, makes your face seem seamless, and it is great for drier skin. Now, if your skin is incredibly dry, I would go for the more luminous version of this, which is the more, hydrating version of this primer. But I have dry skin, and the regular putty primer works wonders. It is a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I honestly have no interest in buying that one now because this is so good and it's so inexpensive. Okay, now that my base is on, my primer, I am going to use my Winky Lux White Tea Tinted Veil in the shade Fair Tint. This is too light for me. I should have done light instead. But I really like this. It's very dewy, but not too dewy. It has a nice smell, but it's not so fragrant that my skin reacts to it. And it's got calming properties in it with the white tea, and I think it's got pomegranate in it too. It is on my face. It's a little paler than it was before, but that's okay. Now I'm going into the only concealer that I've liked. I only put 2 little dots of concealer here and here on my under eyes because really you don't need a lot of concealer to conceal your under eyes. I mean, if you put too much, it actually ends up making your skin look cakier. It'll look great on camera, but in person, it'll look just way worse. And believe me, I know, because I used to do the triangle thing that everyone used to do, and it was awful. And really, all you need is a little dot here and a little dot here, and just blend and connect them, and that's it. And as for the rest of your face with concealing, don't put concealer on products, on like marks like this is a pimple that's going away, or marks like that, or stuff like that, because concealer highlights it, and if it's a different color than the rest of your face and it's like out here and it's lighter, it's going to draw attention to it, and you don't want it drawn attention to. That's the whole reason why you covered it up in the first place. So honestly, I'd use either a concealer that's closer to your skin tone and not lighter than your skin tone, like the ones you normally use, like for under eyes, or I would just use the same color as your foundation and just put a little extra on top. So I'm going to contour now, and actually I've started using, and in case you don't know, contour is when you take a cool toned brown shade and you put it under areas that you want to seem more accentuated. So you put it under your cheekbones right here and right here, so your cheekbones seem more pronounced. You put it up here to create a specific shape with your forehead. You put it here to create a specific shape with your nose. You do it on your jawline, so your jawline seems sharper, or whatever you want it to do. Put it right there under your lips, so your lips seems fuller. You can also do it on your eyes, so your eyes seem more lifted or narrower or fuller. Not fuller, bigger. Anyways, that's what contouring is. And a lot of people tend to mistake contouring and bronzing, and they use a bronzing powder, which is warm-toned, to contour, but contour is to create shadows, and shadows are cool-toned, never warm. So I'm going into the Lorac Pro 3 palette, going into this cool tone brown right here called Cool Taupe. My mirror is over here, by the way. So you take it right just slightly above that area of your ear. Move my hair so you can see it. And you bring it down. Now I have a natural little shadow here for whatever reason from my cheekbones, and I tend to use that as a guideline for my face, but not everyone has that, and everyone has a different face shape. So understand that, and understand what shape that you want to accentuate on your face. So now I'm going to go from the corner of my eye, this little natural kind of pinky shadow right there. I'm going to pull it up so that my eyes seem more lifted. Then I am going to connect these onto my forehead, and don't worry, I'm just showing you the shape that I'm doing right now. I'm going to blend it out later, and you'll see what it did. Oh, I took that just a little too far on that side. That's okay, because I will blend it out. Taking it down. And now for my jawline, I'm going to take this from this line we created down to my jaw. And then just slightly under my jaw too, to help create that shadow more. So now I'm going to do my nose, and I'm going to take from my eyebrow, following the natural curve that's there, down until I reach my nostril, and I'm going to create a little line right there. This is for my nose shape, but everyone has a different nose shape, and contouring that is different for everyone and how they want their nose to look in the end. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. Go from the start of my eyebrow down. Now we're there. Take it down to the nostril. Doesn't seem quite symmetric, but that's okay because my nose is not, it's not really that symmetric. Now I'm going to take it across right there on the bridge, and then create a little triangle right here because I want my nose to seem more upturned than it is. and more rounded than it is. And now, one last little touch. I am still with that same color going under my lip. Just, do you see this area right here where your lip ends and meets the skin? I'm going right there, and I'm just lightly putting a line just right there to create a little shadow so that my lips seem way fuller than they actually are. Now that I've shown you the way that I shape my face, I'm going to take this brush. It doesn't really have a name because my mom gave it to me. It's a brush she doesn't use anymore, and that's okay. And I'm going to blend this out now. Okay, and there's that. There's contouring. So now I'm going to show you bronzing and then blush. I'm going into my Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 100. And I'm going into my Storybook Cosmetics little white rose brushes, which are beautiful, easy to use, easy to clean. So I'm just gonna lightly rub right above that contour that we had, and right there to bring some warmth into my face so it seems like I've been at the beach or been in Kansas. Now, Dorothy Gale is her last name, which is kind of funny because she gets caught in a tornado, and gale is another word for wind. Dorothy Gale in the movie has really rosy cheeks, which was the style of the time when they shot the film, which was, I believe, the 30s or the 40s. Maybe it was the 50s. But anyways, I'm going to take my ColourPop pressed powder blush in the shade Whole 9 Yards. Because my compact has a working mirror, I can just use this instead of that other mirror I was using. Going to take this. I know it seems like there's a lot on the brush, but it's not. And I'm going to lightly... Okay, maybe it was too much. But that's okay. Taking the sponge that I blended everything with earlier, just lightly tapping. There's nothing on it, it's just the excess of the foundation and products. Should help with the too much blush scenario, and it did. I'm going to take my NYX fan brush, and I'm going into my NYX Love You So Mochi highlighter palette. I'm going to use this more yellowy toned one. It doesn't look super yellowy green when you swatch it or when you use it. I'm just going to create just a light highlight. Just super light. From the pictures of Dorothy that I've seen, she has really well-defined brows. Not the full glam brows that we're used to now, the very thick, fluffy ones, but still brows that are there nonetheless. So I'm going into my NYX Fill and Fluff eyebrow pencil in the shade Taupe, and I just lightly put some color in some bald spots. Just run it through so they seem just a little bit fuller. And then I take the little blending brush side and I just kind of run it through. And then gently do upward motions right here, because it's meant to be lighter going into darker, as this is less hair that's going upwards and this is more hair going to the side, because that's how brows tend to work. So now the same on this side. I'm now going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Now that we've done the face, I'm finally moving into the eyes. As you all know, I'm going into my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the shade Original, trying to pan it. I've decided that I don't really think it's for me. I like a base that actually has a little tint to it that covers my veins and stuff more so than a clear one. And this is more clear than anything else. than the one that I have, the MAC one. And I don't know, there's something about the MAC one that I like more. I am going into that Blanc shade, and I'm just going to do a matte look for this because the emphasis in Dorothy's makeup is not on her eyes as much. It's mostly on her face and her lips. So this is just going to be a light eye look. Very simple. Just lightly accentuating my eyes. I'm going to go into that shade that we used to contour, that cool taupe. And I'm going to use it just to deepen up my eyes a little bit, but I want it to match the rest of the contouring that I used on my face so that it seems more natural. And when you set down a matte base like that, it makes it easier to blend other mattes into each other. I'm going to blend it out. Even though it's very light and I was light-handed with it, I'm going to still blend it out. I'm going to go in just a little bit more just to deepen this part right here, this little outer V, blending that out. One last thing I'm going to do for my eyes before I put on mascara to make them seem just a little bigger and wider is I'm going to take this jet black shade right there, and I'm going to take it on my little flat liner brush, slightly dip it into there and tap it. I don't want it to be too intense because, again, like I said, this is a look more focused on the face and the lips and less on the eyes. And I'm going to just lightly press right on that lash line, just right there. And just bring it down right there. Okay, you guys, my eyes are done. So now I am going to move into the lips. Now I don't have, it's a red lip look, and I don't have a red lip liner. I only have about 3 or 4 lip liners. I'm going to use the clear one first, just to helpfully make a line. Oh, there we go. It just flopped off. So I lined my lips. I'm now going into my ColourPop Luxe Liquid Lipstick in the shade Take a Bow. Now that that's there, I'm going to take my finger and lightly tap it. One last thing I'm going to do before calling this look done is I'm going to take a little tissue and I'm going to take the little line that's there and put it between my lips. Which will help take some of the color off, helps it seem a little more diffused. And there we have it, folks. That was my Dorothy transformation. I apologize for the color not being as red as I thought it was going to be. It's red on the outside, so I thought it would look red. And I always forget that those colors end up looking way different on the lips than they actually are. I hope you enjoyed this. If you guys have any holiday traditions, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!